Halito, chuma chukma. What's happening, beautiful ones? What's going on with you? Running a little test and stuff and whatnot on these channels. Let me see. Make sure everything working right. Making sure everything's working right. What it look like? Good evening, beloved. Chad Murdoch, what's up, beloved? Long time no see. How y'all beautiful ones doing? What's going on with y'all beloveds? How's everybody doing? Everything healthy? Chad, it's good to see you. Long time, beloved. Long time. You know you still got me on the well, I don't have that on this phone, but you know you email me, Chad. We could still kick it. We used to talk on Hangouts and stuff, but definitely email me. What's up, Luna Scorpio? Aborigine Amerindian Macadon. What's happening, beloved? Halito, Stephen Red Clay, Kenneth Brown, Jay Kuyumi. Good day to you all. What's up, love? Hiya, Haru, Amun. What's happening? How y'all beautiful ones doing? I hope you enjoy it, Luna Scorpio. There's going to be a lot more where that came from. Copper Sun Dragon, Halito, Sio. What's good with y'all? So, I've been running around all day and shit like that. But in the interim, I get the phone calls, I get the inboxes, I get the, people like to shout me a holler and stuff like that. So, what's up, Country Kane? How are you, beloved? Star Strike. So, I guess, some people feelings is hurt and shit like that. But if you wasn't bringing my name up, then, it really shouldn't be nothing that niggas was mad about. You know? Peace and love, Chadahaya. Peregrine, what's up, beloved? You know. So, and that's that, yo. I really don't chew my cabbage twice. You know, hi, Colleen. What's up, beloved? Let me tell y'all something, man. Last year, this is why I don't like this Aboriginal. See, I talked about so many people. See, what niggas don't know by now is when I come through, I just get a rundown. So I mention all the names of all the players. It's not my fault that if niggas is acting like they in tune with what's going on behind the scenes and in public, in Indian country, if they really don't understand what's going on. There's no shame in saying you don't know what's going on. So, like I said, I compartmentalized a few things, but I shouted out a few names. So now everybody don't know, they won't accept accountability and responsibility. So what they'll do is act like, I just said a whole plethora of shit that didn't make no sense. When there's a number of people that I'm actually speaking about, you know. So again, they need to know what it is, and that's why I titled this Act Right and Accountability, because some of these dudes don't act right, and the ones that prove themselves to not be acting right, there's no accountability, right? So when it gets down to me talking about hands and feet like that and stuff like that, when I see people, put the Aboriginal community into a perilous state, those are like fighting words. So automatically the warrior in me, feels like it's going to be necessary that we might have to draw some blood for these niggas, because that's how crazy they be acting, right? You can call it a figure of speech, you call it whatever, but that's how intense it is. I make no apologies for that. These dudes is disrespectful. They want to throw rocks and then they want to hide their hands. They've been violating, disrespecting women, worried about all the wrong things. But if you didn't bring my name up, I wouldn't have brought your name up, right? I only say y'all name when I know y'all talking shit and you don't know what you're talking about. And then y'all really corny because, like I said, I give, everybody an opportunity to get next to me and have a conversation. Well, not get next to me, but definitely to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that seems to never happen. They just get mad and go on to some other thing, and try to skew the facts to release their liability. And this shows their character. I'm very, very uncomfortable with that. But if they don't take the future generations and our progeny and stuff seriously, I don't know what to tell them. Because the same thing I would say to them, I say to the other oppressors too. But I don't think these dudes realize that they are equally oppressive. I don't think they understand that. So anyway, Aboriginal power. Let me just give y'all some background on this particular incident. Why I don't like this dude. Um, I had a couple witnesses too. I don't know if they all still speaking, but one day it was only supposed to be him, Coach, and Bones on the phone, and he had about 5, 6 other men on the phone talking about polygamy and all this other stuff and whatever. He told me a little bit about some church that his grandma got 150 years worth of history in, and that goes back into the polygamy. And then they wanted me to do the genealogy, but they got some other niggas on the phone. I don't know nothing about these other niggas, and all you heard was recording starts now. I heard a bunch of echoing, so I said, "What y'all doing? Y'all recording me?" Recording stopped. I said, "Oh, y'all niggas is playing games. Who else is on the phone?" This nigga Aboriginal Power lost it. Oh, now she gonna think that niggas is recording a phone call. There's no need for me to think it. I heard it with my own ears. Just like everybody else that was privy on the phone heard the same thing. Why do these niggas have amnesia? Why do they act like they forget these things that they do to people just because, there's no act right? They don't think that they're doing anything wrong. So therefore, when it comes out the reason why Phoenix is throwing darts and all that shit, these niggas want to know, why is she so mad? First of all, I am quite upset with a few people. But really, y'all niggas is at the bottom of the list because I don't really see y'all doing too much. And if y'all are, that's great. Keep doing it. But what y'all not going to do is be confused in Indian country. If y'all Moors and y'all Israelites and all these other things, that's wonderful. That's great. But there's an appropriate lane for that, and it's not here in Indian country. And do we realize exactly what the legal definition for Indian country is, right? Because there's some reasons why I brought up Oklahoma. Because all these dumbass niggas swear they know the law, but where you think they would send niggas to if we just happen to win a macro case, right? Where do you think that they're gonna send people to? You think they're gonna let you go back to your pre-Trail of Tears grandmother's land back in North Carolina? You think they're gonna let you go back to your pre-Trail of Tears ancestral lands back in Virginia or Georgia for that matter? Do y'all really think that? Y'all really think that? Where y'all getting the information from? Doesn't matter how calm and how docile and smooth sounding these niggas talk, because all they do is say smooth stuff, but they slick talking. And it's snake charmer. It's snake charming stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna ask y'all. If y'all want a hiss and bite or kiss and bite. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see you in the pat, my nigga. You still got the number. Why you ain't jink me? You niggas recorded me. Maybe not you, but them clown niggas you had on the phone tried to record me. Yo, stop playing with me. I didn't say you did, but the niggas that you orchestrated on the phone did. So you can't control your people. Your people, bring any type of injury against me, nigga. You're responsible. Ain't none of them had my number, my dude. You did. You did. You had to make this connection with all these other people. You did. Take accountability for that. You don't even know why I'm mad. You sitting there calling me a motherfucking liar. The bitch ass niggas that you had on the phone was trying to record me. Stop it. Stop it. And you absolutely said, "Oh, what are y'all doing?" Because now she gonna think that we recording her. Maybe you wasn't, but them dudes you had on the phone was. Stop playing with me. Okay? It's been a long time. So I know that's probably why you think I forgot. You probably smoked so many blunts you don't even remember. A lot of times the aggressor don't remember who they did dirty. Right? A lot of times. A lot of times. That's exactly what happened. If you didn't do it, then the dudes that you orchestrated on that phone call did. Now what's up? Now what's up? Hope anybody that had memory lapse, I hope that shit disappeared. I hope the memory lapse stopped. I'm not no liar. Y'all play around with grandma. Y'all be throwing y'all little sneak disses in. This is why I said I'll beat y'all baby mamas up. Because y'all don't have no respect for women. I've seen y'all talk about the good girls. You talked about the church girls. You talked about the girls with jobs. You talked about the girls with no jobs. You talked about the girls with 10 kids. You talked about the women with no kids. What do it sound like these niggas really want? What? What? You heard why I'm telling you what my beef is with you? Deal with that. You shouldn't have had them clowns on the phone trying to record me. It's whoever. I still don't even know all of their names. I know one of them was from Michigan, and he seemed like he was a deep brother, a little decent brother, but I really don't know. Y'all niggas hang out with a lot of creeps. Y'all hang out with a lot of creeps. So if you guilty by association, man, listen. Look, if your shoe ain't untied, then don't fucking trip. But you absolutely called me on the phone with about 4, 5 niggas, and them dudes was trying to record me. Right? Them games with Lex Vortex and all of that. I wasn't really with none of that. Good you brought that up, Chad. Because I really thought all of that was strange. Them trying to connect me with Ty Data. And none of these dudes did that boy's genealogy. Don't none of these people know how any of these people was supposed to be involved in the fold. And they got all these people around. I was very uncomfortable with the 5,000 elite thing. It seemed like a noble thing. But then when you got somebody else that they threw Ty Data under the bus. I didn't know nothing about this dude. When on Toxinous One channel got hacked, and the gay porn was up there, then they say Ty Daddy did it. Then they said Sonetta did it. Right? So now that I mention names, while sometimes y'all be talking shit about me and y'all pussyfoot around, now I mention names and hit dogs holler. Look at how this shit go. Y'all not gonna back me down. And this is what y'all constantly try to do. This is why I don't go soft on y'all. This is why. I can't. And I need y'all to know I'm not alone. Y'all really be talking. Y'all really be talking like somebody by themselves. So, again, now this is how this shit go. You try to introduce me to these people. These niggas got something called 5,000 Elite, right? And that gives the GPS coordinations to all of these sisters that have this app and stuff on their phone. I wasn't really comfortable with that. There was no disclaimer. There's no disclosure. We don't know any of the people that put this app together. We don't have any background detail on them. We don't know if they're selling your information to the feds. You don't have anything in place for a nigga like me with a lot of questions. Okay? Okay? Aboriginal power, I'm absolutely not confused. I am absolutely not confused. You call me on the phone with a bunch of them damn fools that I don't talk to that would never ever be able to even get my fucking email address. You understand what I'm saying? Like, stop it. Stop it. I know what I'm talking about. And it's documented because right after I got off the phone with you, nigga, I made sure I called my niggas and let them know what time it was. So whether or not you recorded them, you still was around some creep niggas that did try to record me. Ain't no denying that. Ain't no disputing that. It doesn't matter. You're still responsible. You cannot introduce me to strangers and then your stranger friends steal up out my house. That is a reflection of you, right? You brought them dudes around. Them dudes was trying to record me. Whether or not you was the one with the actual device or the mans that you had on the phone. Like, stop trying to play me like I don't know what I'm talking about. Yo, my nigga, go sit down somewhere where y'all sitting down at. How about that? Y'all trying to punk me out of what happened now. All of a sudden you didn't do it, but man, you and your friends, your clown of friends that I never dealt with, stay over there. Stay out the way. Just stay out the way. Don't worry about where I'm at powwows. I gave y'all niggas the opportunity to have a sit down, nigga. You know, I've been stopped fucking with you. I ain't answer no phone for you for a very long time. I don't even know when the last time you called me. I'm pretty sure you blocked anyway. But I know the last time you called me, you rubbed me damn wrong, right? And sometimes I play the dumb Chrissy Snow role. So y'all niggas that think y'all could be, manipulating and brain fucking all these females and shit, that shit don't work on me. And that shit be pissing niggas off. I was raised around feral people. Game recognized game. Y'all gonna stop playing. Y'all got disrespectful. You tried to ambush me several times. Several times y'all tried to get me off topic talking about polygamy. You and Holiday. Let's talk about it. Go ahead and call me a liar. Let's dig it up. Let's dig it up. Let's dig it up. All of this is public information. All of this happened right in front of everybody's eyes. It's not my fault y'all got amnesia. It's not my fault. It's not my fault y'all got amnesia. You know, and I knew it. Like I said, all y'all could do is get mad. I'm going to even let your comment through because I need people to see how corny you are. You let them dudes call my phone. You call my phone with them dudes on the phone, and one of them was trying to record me. Check your crew. Don't try and check me. Check your crew. Do that. Okay? Do that. Shannon, you don't even know what you're talking about. Ain't none of these dudes my cup of Hennessy. You better believe that. You better believe that. You better believe that. But y'all think y'all gonna punk me out my point and my reason for not really jacking y'all. And I gave it. And that's it. You don't gotta like it, but that's what it is. And I'm not chewing my cabbage twice. You're not pulling up on me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. And again, like I said, the reason why I really be aggressive with y'all, because y'all straight be trying to intimidate and run y'all little sausage party, minion party. And I'm not really cool with that. I'm not really cool with that. Not really cool with that. Like I said, y'all called me with all them clowns on the phone. Yes, you did. Y'all always was calling me talking about nothing. And then y'all tried to make it seem like Crew Cut was a creep. And this is what made me look at him like, damn, they introduced me to this dude and now they trying to talk about him. I don't really believe he's the hater. I haven't seen nothing crazy come out of him yet. But meanwhile, he don't know these dudes is throwing him under the bus. But meanwhile, they're showing their ass and trying to disrespect me in the interim. Oh, y'all mad because I'm talking about it? Why y'all act like niggas act like they ran me off of YouTube like I didn't have stuff to do? Why y'all acting like that? Why y'all acting like y'all ran me off the scene or something like that? Like I took somebody's lunch money and I can't show my face on social media and YouTube no more. What's wrong with y'all? What's the problem? What's the problem, man? Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop the shenanigans. You're not gonna punk me out my point because you in the chat, homeboy. You're not gonna do that. None of y'all gonna do that. I'm not concerned with y'all vitriolic banter and stuff like that. I'm spitting whole facts. Y'all got shitty memories. Y'all got shitty memories. And while I was off the scene, y'all did a whole bunch of talking. And the shit y'all was talking about, you know, some of it was interesting from my understanding, but a lot of it was fucking hogwash if it leads back to you not having no end game. Y'all ain't got no end game. Y'all ain't talking to these folks about end game. Oh, look at my phone. I'm getting a text now saying that you talking about Aboriginal Power, talking about he was going to pull up on me. How you want to pull up on me here in Queens, but you ain't pull up on them niggas that shot you and made you leave out your own hood? You see how this shit go? Is that not true? Or is people lying about that? Didn't you get injured in your own community where you have all of this Indian history and you are now in Philadelphia or Jersey somewhere? You got ran up out your hood, but you're going to come to Queens and do what? Pull up on a female? Is that how this shit go? Y'all show y'all hand, man. Y'all be showing y'all hand. Y'all think y'all messing with an amateur? I keep telling y'all. I know I look young, but I'm 45 years old. I have a lot of experience, a lot of life experience. I done been around the best of them, and I kept my integrity. You understand what I'm saying? I kept my integrity. That's why I talk the shit that I talk. You ready to come pull up on me. And I need to verify that because that's coming from secondhand. But I got a link to a video that says that you said you will pull up on me. You won't pull up on me, but you not pulling up on them dudes that ran you out your hood and drew blood from you. For real? Okay. Okay. All right. That's how this shit go. I see how y'all living, and y'all won't have no accountability, and you ain't got no act right. This is what I mean. But these niggas be running around calling themselves chiefs and calling themselves all of this stuff, right? You quick to call somebody a motherfucking agent, and I'm out here like cold weather. I'm out here like cold weather. It's people that are subscribers, virtual strangers on YouTube. When I'm going to the diner over here in Queens, little USA diner, hey, I know you, you Phoenix Moon. It ain't no, oh, I'm gonna punch you in your face, Phoenix. Oh, come on, man. It ain't none of that going on. I'm not hard to find. What are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? I am not hard to find. I don't have anything to hide. I don't have any reason not to have conversations with a plethora of different fucking people. Why are y'all concerned? And if you see me over there in Standing Rock, then worry about why I may be over there with them Native Americans over there. But please don't ask me why I'm over here with the Shinnecock, because if y'all really knew the lineage, y'all would know the Virginia, the North Carolina Indians. You would know their Mohican, their Iroquois. You would know their ancestry on that end. You would know about the Indians in Nova Scotia. You would know about that. You would know that there's a good chance that I might be related to the Pequots, the Mohicans, and the Shinnecock. Why wouldn't you think so? Not that I have to explain that to you. Do you realize the Shinnecock just got federal recognition in the last 10 years? My bloodline family, okay, just got recognized in Virginia in 2016 by 2017 by Donald Trump. That was the first thing he did. Them chocolatey covered Indians. So now that they're no longer American Indians and they took their BIA money and now they are federally recognized, are they still not my cousins? But y'all niggas is worried about why I might be at a powwow, right? You don't see that a lot of people is fighting to make sure we get control of the weed money. What did I tell y'all for the last 2 years when I was talking about the weed regulations in New York? Just because y'all don't see me moving don't mean I ain't getting nothing done. I've been telling niggas y'all better dominate this industry. Too bad y'all niggas ain't listen. But you see the Shinnecock and a whole bunch of other people are listening. So why are y'all worried about who I'm around? Anybody that I'm around is going to benefit. Check back into my old videos, my old dissertations, and I talked about controlling this weed that was getting ready to happen, particularly in New York, for a reason, right? Now the Poospatuck right up the block from the Shinnecock, and they're not federally recognized. They're getting shitted on. They're losing a lot of their land. So since you got a problem, y'all niggas got problems with the federally recognized Indians that y'all dumbass niggas might be kinfolk to. Because please understand that not everybody on those doors rolls are $5 Indians. Some of them grannies is really Indians. Can y'all tell the distinction? What other rolls were your folks on? Because it's not just the doors walls. It's not just them. It's not just them. So now, like I said, they play a lot of games, man. They play a lot of games. And they can say whatever they want. You understand what I'm saying? Because, I ain't selling nobody no snake charm oil. I ain't selling nobody no snake charm oil. So, at the end of the day, why y'all concerned with why I'm doing what I'm doing? And I've been off the scene. I left this whole thing here to y'all, and this is what y'all do. Y'all gotta bring little dumb shit up every now and then to what? Have some filler for the lack of content that y'all got? I don't really know. I don't really know. But last I know, I was really minding my business before you was worried about why I'll be at powwows, right? Now, it was only a couple of people that really even been around me. And one time, and I'm going to call that brother up tomorrow because he went with me to Pelham Parkway. And yes, my brother was there, right? My stepmother was there. My sister-in-law and her mother was there. My niece was there. I had no idea. My brother didn't even know that I was in New York. This is my youngest brother. He didn't even know I was in New York, right? And my brother spotted me with my back turned out of a crowd of 1,000 people. My brother said, "That's my sister." smoking a blunt with the young Indian love. And he said, yo, some dude walking up on you. I turn around, it's my little brother, like I knew it was you. Yo, mommy's over here, wifey over there, and come say hi to your niece. This is what we do. And that brother and I don't have the same mother. That is my father's child. So, at the end of the day, why y'all worried about where I'm at with powwows and shit? Why y'all worried about that? Why y'all worried about that? So, you know, they could be mad all they want, but I ain't motherfucking lying. I ain't got no reason to lie. I don't stand to gain nothing. Ain't nothing out here. Ain't nobody out here talk about they bought nothing from me with my motherfucking name on it. They could buy that book. That's for everybody. They could buy that. They could buy that book. That's for everybody. But other than that, I'm not selling nobody nothing. I keep telling all y'all motherfuckers. Anytime a motherfucker talking about, oh, Phoenix got some paperwork. Nigga, it can't be true. Because all Phoenix tell y'all stop joining these tribes and go deal with your own people. The hardest work, everybody keeps saying we need to unite. We need to unite. You want to unite with a whole bunch of strangers, right? But the real power comes from you uniting with your own bloodline kin. That cousin that didn't pay you back the $20 that you still mad at for 5, 10 years later. You don't even remember why you mad at them. But you want to go join up with some internet Indians. Yeah, we this, yeah, we that, yeah, we this, we that. You want to tribe up with them people, with the strangers, when everybody else is practicing racism with their own bloodline families. They probably can't stand each other, but all the Mexican brothers will live in one house with their mother and father, their abuelito and their abuela, and then next thing you know, everybody got money for a house and then they buy the block. That is racism. It's not the fact that they want to, don't like him because he's this and don't like her because he's that. That's bias. Racism is not a bad thing to practice because everybody else that's doing it is winning. And it happens to be winning in our country. Now, if that shit don't bother y'all niggas, but you're bothered by what Phoenix is talking about, that's a fucking problem. That's a fucking problem. Motherfucker, let me hold on 1 second. Hold on, bitch, because you just not taking no accountability that you called me on the phone. You's a fucking creep. Now let me tell you why you stupid. Because you still saying that you didn't fucking call, but bitch, I'm telling you, the 4 or 5 niggas you had on the motherfucking phone did call and did try to fucking report me or record me. What are you having a hard time with? What you having a hard time with? What are you having a hard time with? What are you having a hard time with? Cause you didn't hit the record button, but them clown niggas you did have on the phone did, sucker. Stop it. That's my fucking issue with you. And now my issue is that you was wrong for introducing and bringing them no good creep niggas around me. And you're wrong because you're strong about being wrong like you did something right. This why I can't stand y'all. This is why. Don't have to ask anybody else. Y'all be dead wrong and y'all carry on continuing being wrong. There's no accountability and there is no act right. And there's no act right. Nigga, you's a motherfucking liar. You's a liar. You's a liar. And it's, you know what? It's a little late, but we're going to carry part 2 this shit. And I'm going to contact the people that I contacted and told them what type of fuckboy shit you was on at the time when it was fresh and new. Since you got a fucking memory block that you and your mans called me. Because them niggas ain't have my motherfucking phone number. Now cut your shit. I don't care if you the one that didn't press record. The niggas that you called me on the phone with did. Deal with that. That's it. And that's all I'm going to talk about it on the topic. Now, when you want to fucking show some contrition or something like that and do some noble shit, about the niggas that you had and you brought them next to me and you ain't sized them up. You did not size these dudes up. So if y'all sitting around calling me some sort of queen, why would y'all let these peasant niggas from another kingdom get up in my area? I'm not nobody queen. This why I don't like y'all. Y'all be dead ass wrong and you sitting here trying to act like just cause you didn't press record on the button, nigga, that makes it okay. It's not. It's not okay. Man, go and get on out the chat now. Go and get out the chat. We say this for another day. It's other pressing matters to deal with. Go sit down somewhere, bro. You just have a good night. We'll get back. When you ready to have a sit down fucking conversation, let's try and work on some shit like that. But all that calling me a liar because you didn't hit the fucking record button is retarded. You was on that motherfucking phone when them niggas was asking me to go live at the barbershop and do Coach's genealogy. You was around then. You was around then, nigga. Fuck out of here, yo. Y'all niggas is crazy. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Hit dogs holler. Hit dogs holler. Okay? And that's it. And I told y'all, since y'all heard my video, I told y'all if y'all wanted to talk to tag me. Y'all didn't tag me. Some other people did. Some other people tagged me. So if you really wanted to clear some air or really wanted to clear it up, you would have asked me for the conversation that I clearly expressed was available last night in the live that got you and your boxes all tight. I clearly said it. Y'all want to sit down and have a conversation? Let's do that. I said that. So now y'all talking about me today and yeah. Huh. You see this? You see this shit? He just admitted to call me. So now he don't now you see what I'm saying? You see this shit? This the type of shit. And he's sitting right here. He's so mad and they be wrong and strong. They be wrong and strong. Yo, why can't we work out these relationships where if I do something wrong to you, I am woman enough to be like, yo, you know what? That was some fucked up shit. You bring it to my attention that you didn't like something that I did. I'm not supposed to swell up and get defensive when I was the one that offended you. This is not. Look at these qualities, man. Look at these qualities. And this is how these people behave. This is how these people behave. This is why I'm saying ain't none of these women safe with these type of niggas around, man. We expendable to them. We will expendable to them. And they prove it every time. They prove it every time. So, you know. But anyway, Halito, Henry, what's happening? You know, it's not for no reason. It's not for no reason. Let me just tell y'all. So again, I mentioned quite a few people. Some people y'all know about and some people on a whole different platform that y'all don't know about. I talk about what's going on in Indian country and how it affects. Now, the reason, again, I'm going to go back to why I talked about Oklahoma. If, in fact, you think you got something that the United States owes you, if, in fact, they decide to give it to you, if they give you 10 days to have all your documents and dissertation together, how many of y'all niggas is ready? How many of y'all is ready? You got to give up 5 generations, complete dissertation on all these individuals in 10 days. You got 10 days to do it. How many of y'all ready? Oh, what's up, Luna Scorpio? I did do a video on Manila galleons before, in the Trans-Pacific slave trade. I absolutely did do that before. I got some other stuff to expound because now I see a lot of people getting the Liberia information all misconstrued. You know, no, wasn't nobody talking about Liberia until I brought the shit up, and you know they had my video taken down because it was really kind of messed up. And they didn't want to talk about the truth, and they definitely didn't want to talk about how our American Indians went over there and enslaved those people. So that kind of made everybody mad. That made some of these Indian niggas mad when they thought that they had bragging rights, you know, to say that we started that colony over there, which is absolutely true. But then again, they left out Liberia, Sierra Leone, and they left out Haiti, right? And then I did a follow up and I added more information onto that. And I showed y'all when I did ran through the documents about how many people are labeled Moors and who's not labeled Moors and what it means in specific places. Because in Canada, Moor was a religion and Moor was a race in Mexico, still in North America, but it was different things that it was called. Right. So now here it is that they're talking about Liberia and stuff like that, but they never bring up the Liberian Declaration of Independence. This is why I mean they steal the information and don't really follow the whole through. And when I say steal the information, I mean you take the ball and you supposed to be running with it, but you fumbling it. This ain't no just private information, but at least be able to expound on it right. If I'm giving you the jewels on how to grow a bushel of corn, when it's time for you to give somebody else the information to teach them how to grow corn, you can't be missing those steps. Cause you heard somebody told you about how you could grow corn. But when you get that information to somebody else, you got to make sure that they're aware of the same glossary of terms and the same definitions that you are so that they are able to execute it right. If I gave you 10 instructions, don't give the next person 8. Respect the whole bill. Respect the whole bill. And then what happens is now the telephone game, people start buzzing and they getting into these little clicks and stuff. And then they start sharing this information. And the next thing you know, you got 20 people going down because they done found this and went down to DMV and took a damn photo with a turban on their head. So, you know, I really don't understand. Really don't understand. And I'm not saying that, you know, everything these dudes do is invalid. I'm not saying that because sometimes in certain instances, I am cheering for them. But when they get on that bullshit and then turn around after y'all slap up the natives and the pan fries, you think you're going to turn around and slap up the Aboriginal woman too? Nah. Oh, y'all just want some recreation. Is that what it is? Because definitely ain't about respecting the build. If it was about respecting the build, what I'm doing at powwows would absolutely not be none of your concern. But logically speaking, you might want to know who exactly am I related to over there. You never even dawned on you niggas. Just because they're Native Americans now, but they wasn't Native Americans in 2007. They was American Indians still. And they also was still on their reservation. You see, they never left. The last Indian Removal Act was in 1956. So, has nothing to do with me wanting to seek federal recognition. I've already talked about the difference between recognition versus acknowledgement. I like being an American Indian because on my public side in 1924, what they did was allow Indians to have citizenship because you want those benefits. On my private side, in my private capacity, I can operate just fine. But when they're saying, hey, the people versus the state of New York, in my public capacity, I have to protect my name. I have to defend that straw. And there's benefits in the public capacity that allow me to do so without encroachment, without infringement. What are you talking about? Last I checked, citizenship comes with some things depending on where you live. Like now, I just moved to North Carolina, and it's very clear in their constitution that no one is to be taxed unless they volunteer to do so. Didn't say anything about Indians not taxed. Because, again, in 1924, they made all Indian citizens. 1964, voters registration. 1968, fair housing and Indian rights. Right? So, how many of y'all niggas, what tribes are these niggas related to that is pre-colonial to be a part of prior to that 1790 census of Indians not taxed? Who is these niggas related to? You gonna be fine that you are going to be cousins to quite a few of us. So show me who you really dealing with. Cause if you my cousin, then that's a commonality where we can tribe up. But if y'all niggas is sitting there hiding behind fucking screens talking about pulling up on bitches, cause you mad over the folks that you got around, like, yeah, I don't really know what to tell you these niggas. You never know what they trying to tell these niggas. They gentrifying, trying to remove the fucking Indians right now still. Right now still. So one minute the niggas in colonial history talking about Indians not taxed, but then don't realize what they had to give up. And hold on, what about the ones that was detribalized back then? Because some of them was detribalized back then and ended up being colored, mulatto, negro, such and such then, right? So if they all got moved from their reservation, where's the migration pattern? Who might I be kin to? Is some of these places that I'm going to the powwows at? Didn't the Tuscarora get absorbed into the Lumbee? So because they state recognized, they're no longer my bloodline relatives. I should not reach out to them because they are state recognized or federally recognized. What is she doing over there? It never dawned on you, right? Y'all ain't heard my Becky voice? I have one. I have a mean Becky voice. I really do. But now that I work for myself and I had to talk proper all that time, I don't really care to. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. This is my lane. I'm speaking to my people. I don't have to be all technical and all of that. I don't gotta be smooth and all docile and act like I'm just some little timid little lady that's just having it and gonna let all of you niggas just tell me how pretty I am and how delicate and oh she's so smart and then you be sending me your little penis pictures inside the inbox trying to jangalang and all that. Like yeah, I don't need that. I'm okay. I'm all set. Want to get next to me so they can stifle what I got to say. Yeah, you think so? You think so? Who we going to unite with? I'm tired of niggas saying that, and they still got two cousins, a sister and a brother, that they don't even fucking talk to. You've got to be kidding me. You think you're going to make this way without no relativity? Okay. All right. Maybe you ain't got a big, large family and your aunties and your cousins and them acting stupid, but you do got your children. You're supposed to be getting your children together right now. You ain't got no time to worry about why I'm at a powwow. If you sitting there building with your children, and then let me just add again, because I didn't make no mistakes with this. If some of these niggas is online for 7, 10, 12, 13 hours out the day, that's some kids you didn't hug. You didn't ask them how their day was. That's some dinner that got put in the microwave because you didn't sit at the table with the family when they was eating. That's a woman that went to bed with her booty wet because nigga ain't touched her because he too tired because he been on the internet for 10, 18, 12 hours. There's some garbage that ain't get taken out. There's a car that probably ain't get fixed. There's some issues with the school that you ain't never addressed. And the bullies over there is talking shit to little Johnny. Like, it's so much stuff y'all can't be getting done. Meanwhile, niggas is worried about doing something to me. Got me fucked up. Got me all fucked up. Got me all fucked up. These women ain't gonna be no footstool. I know I'm certainly not. You might want to. There are some out here that will absolutely let y'all put boots all on their neck. And don't let me tell y'all that. Don't let me stop y'all fun. Yeah. Don't let me stop y'all fun, y'all recreation, because there's absolutely some women out there that's having it. They having it. Now, what y'all gonna do with them women is a whole nother story because y'all still got to smut them out, kick them out with no cab fare. She can't even get an Uber. That's some of that shit is still in y'all. It's still in your mind. It's still in your whole way you think you're gonna deal with these women and shit. Until your daughters get older, and then all these niggas is trying to slide pipe to your baby girl, you ain't gonna feel so braggadocious then, will ya? Will ya? Some of y'all mamas is still young. You don't want them getting that cougar stage and then have a boyfriend younger than you eating up your motherfucking cereal, right, big nigga? Big little nigga, these little baby boy Jody ass niggas. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all want to kill grandma. That's right. That's why I talk about biting y'all nostrils off. Because I love my grandma that much. I love my parents and my children that much. I will bite your nostrils off. Don't just take it personal. I do it to the pilgrims too. But only thing is with the pilgrims, it only took one time. They respect me now. Now I got to smack these so-called Indians around because they don't know how to treat their women. They don't know how to treat their people. They not even kind to their brothers. Y'all niggas don't trust each other yet? Do all of y'all know each other real name? Y'all behind the scenes and stuff. Y'all mans, that's your mans. Do you know what your mans look like? Or is he still just a screen name to you too? You ain't never gave that nigga dap in real life? You ain't never broke bread, sat down with his children? Is that really your people? You think I'm gonna sit around and really build with niggas that I wouldn't invite to my house to sit around my parents? Ma, these my people that's down with the revolution. What's it all for? What's it all for? Ah, these niggas is big mad. Ooh, they real big mad. Big mad. Ooh, big mad. All right. It's okay. I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, they gonna be all right. They gonna be all right. Oh yeah, I see that. I see that. They are what you saying, Copper? You're absolutely right. Fail to protect. They do it right now, young Cherokee. And I'm gonna be honest. I really don't think that they do it maliciously. It's just part of them not breaking them cycles. They're not interested in that. They can't see around the corner. They only see right now. So that becomes a problem. I really don't just think that they're all just malicious like that. I think they just slower than they pretend to be, and they won't keep it real about how slow they really are. Right? Because you could respect a woman, I tell a story before, and this is a true story. I know somebody, and she used to be very abusive to her children. She would yell at them and say the harshest things. She'd smack the shit out of them, punch her son. I mean, a little boy. And we just used to get on her and stuff like that. Like, yo, if you can't take it, you need to do something. You got to get the babies to us or call your family or something. And you want to know what she did? One day, she did call out, and she made that call. I need you to take these kids before I fuck one of these little niggas up. And I know she meant it. Right? So do you fault her and talk shit and talk down about her because she says she needs some help? Or do you talk about the one that perpetuated the same situation, ain't do nothing, and now she locked up because she done did some crazy shit and drowned her babies? Right? Look at how people supposed to be moving. They be acting like they OGs and they familiar with, how the game go. They should be acting in accordance to the things that they would like to see. Because as it stands right now, it's some stranger, some Bob the Builder, Jake from State Farm, that could call one of these niggas right now, say they first and last government straw name, and tell you that AT&T, I work for them, and you owe me $300. A nigga gonna go get his credit card, he's gonna get his little checkbook, and he's not really gonna ask a whole bunch of questions and shit like that, but let their cousin call him. Yo, cuz, I want to start this lawnmower business. I got this landscaping. I got 4 accounts. This hospital over here told me they'll pay me X amount of money if I keep all their grass and stuff cut. Can you lend me the money so I could go get the lawnmowers? Nah, son, I ain't got it, son. I ain't got it, son. I'm sorry. Type of time these dudes be on. This type of time these dudes be on. You know. I don't feel any type of way. Halito Lewis Holloway. Beloved, let me tell you something. Just like I tried to tell these Nevilles, particularly about some of the things they was doing in Louisiana. Everybody out in Louisiana got something to really be upset about. They just abolished slavery, technically in 1995, but officially in 2013. So any type of hard labor or anything that people were getting arrested for, there's so many things that just the people in Mississippi can deal with that can get them some tangible bread for those torts that happen, right? And this is how you build the wealth, because after you have now done your nano, your micro, and your macro. The nano scale is this happened to you. You sued these people. They violated your rights. You proved they violated your rights. And now they have to compensate you. That money that you are now compensated with, that took away some of your dignity, may have took away some of your pride, or whatever it is like that, now some of that has been restored, right? Got a couple dollars. Now you're not worried about the rent. You're not worried about a lot of these little things no more. And now you can help other people in your community that have been affected by the same thing. And that is the micro scale. Now you got 50 different families in your community that are mad about one thing, happy about another. They want to see one type of result, and everybody sticks together and they gets that result. Now here it is on the macro scale. All the Indians got their shit together. Now we want to sit down and have a conversation with Congress and ask them why we ain't been able to regulate commerce. Why don't we have the representation that we are supposed to have, right? That's when we have everybody knows our names. They'll never call us Negro again. We Indian from here on out. That's when the battle's over. It might not happen in our lifetime. It might not happen in our lifetime. Is niggas cool with that? Or they just gonna hurry up and accumulate what it is they think they gonna get right now, and they not really worried about the long term? Because the real person that's ready to build, they're going to already have a certain way that they're doing things prior to them even coming into this information. You still going to feed your children, right? You still going to make sure that your house is clean. You still going to handle the same basic necessities and stuff. But when it comes down to the exceptional things that you want to leave for your children, that requires a lot of work. Not only does it require a lot of work, but it's also going to be something that you may not even be alive to see. Are these dudes really cool with that? Are they okay with that? Are they okay with that? Because when the Rockefellers decided to do some of these things, they were not thinking about the next generation. They were thinking about back in 1855, they was thinking about the 2020 kids. They was thinking about the 2020 Rockefellers. They was thinking about that type of far down the road. And it's really been successful for all these other people. Why wouldn't it be successful for us? We've never modeled that particular type of behavior. And apparently, being that everything else is stolen, why wouldn't it seem like that might have been something that was stolen too? And now we the only ones that lost our way. Something wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. Everybody else is able to thrive here, togetherness and oneness and unity. Not us. Not us, though. There's something wrong with that. I'm pretty sure there's a reason for it, whether or not people want to admit to it or not. It's present. Can't act like it's not there. Can't act like it's not there. So, do I really be worried about if they mad or not? I don't really care. I don't think I'm really supposed to care. I'm not lying. But niggas don't get, you don't like it. So, with that being said, why they really mad? Why they mad for? They don't get to do that. They don't get to do that. So, I've warmed up nicely out here. I like this. I could deal with this part. It's a hard time. They're going to keep having a hard time with this truth. And that'll be okay. Because really what's going to happen is they going to miss the train. They going to miss it. They going to miss it because they worried about the wrong shit. And they moving funny. They moving mad funny. And then when they do these things and you call them out on their shit, now everybody's this, everybody's an agent, everybody's this, everybody's that, and all of that other shit. All right. Whatever. If that's how you feel, but the men that I was raised around, the men that I know, they urinate standing up. The world is their oyster. The bathroom, the world is their bathroom. Right? And when they know they home, they can scratch their balls wherever they want. We okay with that. But at the same time, the first thing a woman do after a hard day's work in the house, if the shoes don't come off first, you better believe she unloosen her bra. We gotta be all uptight. Why we gotta be all uptight? You don't think the women is tired? And now everybody mad because she feel like she don't need no nigga, but the niggas that she had ain't do nothing but try and grind her in the ground. They ain't did nothing but try and grind her in the ground. And now there's a whole nother wave coming, and y'all better embrace this shit. Because these, again, is some kids that they neglected and shit. Some children they neglected. I listened to some girls named City Girls. And the shit these women is talking is completely different. Not only is they talking about gold digging, but they talking about fuck these niggas. Like they talking about robbing y'all, disrespecting y'all. Just, they belittling the men now. It's going to be a whole bunch of little girls out here doing their little heartbreaker shit now. It's going to be a reverse of the dog. There's some boomerang shit happening right before our eyes. I know I'm probably late with that city girl thing, but listen to what they talk. That shit is resonating the same way to smack it up, flip it, rub it down. The shit was resonating. You best believe it. You best believe it. Who handling what they supposed to be handling? Who handling? Y'all worry about me. Don't worry about me. Everybody gonna be secure on my watch. Anybody on my team? I already got my team out telling we good. We good. Yeah. We good. Because it ain't right if I got steak and you got to eat oodles and noodles. You eat oodles and noodles because you want to, not because that's what you reduced to. See, it's about the upliftment, right? I done got snaked and betrayed and everything, but that never killed what's inside of me. So at the end of the day, instead of beating myself up like, damn, I was a fool for trusting a nigga, I give a nigga enough rope to hang his motherfucking self. What he choose to do with it, that's on him, right? Because these niggas got to earn trust. You don't just give somebody trust because you knew them for a long time or whatever. People have to earn their position in that. And when you have been betrayed, when you finally come across the people that you can trust, you don't want to let that go. You don't want to go back to that feeling. You don't want to go back to that. But I suggest for the ones that have been burnt a little bit, don't let that change the person that you are. Just make sure you giving your love to the appropriate people that can reciprocate and appreciate what it is that you offering. Sitting there casting swine to pearls and shit and then expect, had to tell a couple of my nieces, stop thinking you going to kiss a motherfucking toad and he going to be a prince. You knew there was chlorine in the pool when you jumped in it. Talk about your eyes burned now. Let's talk about it. It's an equal responsibility. It's an equal responsibility with this nation bill. Everybody's accountable. The women accountable. The men accountable. Nobody's getting away. Where's the act right and where's the accountability? When grandma was around, all that cussing and shit the cousins used to do, you straighten right up. You straighten right up. You might talk their shit when they leave the room, but now these niggas just show they ain't got no respect, period. The very things that kept our nation tight when we was under pressure, a different type of pressure, as I... So, Don't be mad at me. I ain't your punching bag. And I keep telling y'all that. That's why I don't go soft on y'all, because I can't play with y'all. These wolves in sheep's clothing and shit like that, the company these niggas is keeping, I'm not going soft on y'all. Y'all fucking catch me slipping, you gonna fuck up my family. You gonna fuck up what I got going on with them. I care way more about them than I do anybody else, and I'm not apologizing for that shit. Not apologizing for that. Nor am I going to run from my purpose, right? Because I'm here for a build. I'm here for a build. I came to build. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm hoping that the shit is contagious. Because if we got everybody feeling the same way on the same accord, oh my goodness, do you know the things that we're going to accomplish in no time? It won't take 40 years. It won't take 50 years. It won't take another century for our kids to be able to wear what they want to wear, listen to what kind of music they want to listen to, and not be subject to being bust upside their head. Right? So, like I said, I'm not apologizing for saying what's right. Nigga called me on the phone with a whole bunch of other nondescripts, and that was wrong. You know, that was wrong. There's no way you're gonna make that right by calling me whatever you calling me. It's not gonna change the fact that that happened, and I got a right to feel some type of way. It's not gonna change that. Not gonna debo me out of my point and talk me off of the righteous foot I'm trying to stand on. Y'all not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I'm gonna turn down $1 million record deals and all sorts of stuff. What make you think these little niggas is gonna compromise me? You crazy? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. My shit is valid, man. I stood all the way up for my son. Stood real tall. Everybody that know me, they ain't never seen no action like that in their life. They ain't never seen no action like that in their life. But at the same time, the good thing is they know that there's hope for their sons. Right? There's hope for their daughters. See? It's about inspiring people to do what's right. Where's the inspiration at? Where's the truth at? Where is the tangible shit that they, that's at their disposal? Made readily available. Right? Made readily available. So, like I said, and please know, regardless of what I say, I still wouldn't let no pilgrims beat up on y'all. And I don't like y'all niggas. I don't like them. And I told them I don't like them. But I still would give them a certain pass. Right? Because we protect the ones that don't know no better. See? So. But at the end of the day, man, I'm going to tell y'all, you're not going to punk me off my point. I didn't make up that shit, nigga. Or Toxins one you was worried about while I was at the powwows and all this other stuff. Well, now y'all got your answer. Don't be mad. I gave you what you was looking for. But you could have came straight to the motherfucking source. You could have came to the source, man. I gave an open invitation last night. Let's have dialogue. Let's have a conversation. Tag me. When y'all got something to say, you call me. You hit me up. That ain't what happened. That ain't what happened. Right? I'll call your name out. I'll give you an opportunity to, make right on the claims. Don't start going for the insults and all this other crazy shit. That shit don't move me nothing. Shit don't move me nothing. It might make you feel better. And depending on what kind of mood I'm in, I'm going to clap back. I'm not no punk. I'm not a punk. I never had to be. I never could be. It's just not where I come from. Ain't no hate in my blood. None of that. Everybody can win. At this point, niggas should be over a lot of anger and be able to reach across different lines for different allies and know which particular allies are going to be suitable for that particular position. Right? We already done, everything has already left our hands. So even to get back into our own industries, we want to get back into cotton, we want to get back into agriculture, we're going to have to go to people that are not of our stock to get what we need just to even start our own cooperatives again. Just for us to be able to get back into our own industries, we still got to go to foreigners to get that. Now, who's willing to work on eliminating the middleman? All these non-belligerent ways that we can get money, we could get the respect, we can get this chicken, and still keep our integrity, man. Still keep our integrity. If that's not important to you, then, we know where you stand. And we also know, and I know, my grandkids are not allowed to play with yours. Because I already know what type of stock they come from. Don't be mad. They will not be playing around my babies. That's it. That's it. We stand for something. And contrary to what it looks like, they think the good guys don't never finish, don't never win, but that's really not true. The good guy walk away with the clean hands, man. Put up the good fight. Put up a good fight. But there comes a time, once you kick the Gooch's ass, you don't really got to worry about all the other minions. You beat one bully up, the rest of them kind of fall back. So, people could be whatever it is they feel like they need to be. That's cool. That's them. I'm all right with that. But what you're not going to do, what I ain't going to let you do, I'm uncomfortable with you doing, is the granny trafficking, the grandma killing, the Frank chasing, the dragon taming, and the violating these women. Period. You violate the woman, you automatically canceling out the child like G Money. Please understand that. Please understand that. What type of women are you looking for? Because the same thing they could say for these women is the same thing these men got to take some accountability. They putting their pencil in the wrong sharpeners too. You sure you want to see? You want to be dealing with that woman and her family? You know she crazy. Shit turned you on in the beginning. Now you can't stand her because she got you on child support and did all of all of the shit that you loved her for, you now hate her for. You thought the shit was cute in the beginning. But now she ain't shit. My baby mama, man, she ain't shit. And niggas be so mad at the woman that they'll stop the child from eating because they worried about if she got another nigga in the house. And I'm not saying none of that bullshit is right, but I'm just saying niggas will cut off their nose to spite their face and do not see how they affect their children. They don't see. Because I'll tell you what, when I broke up with my daughter's father, we broke up on a Tuesday. I dropped my baby off at his house with the mistress that he was cheating me on Friday. I know what type of father he is. He ain't gonna let nothing happen to this girl. But I didn't want him no more. So what he had going on, it's none of my concern. Whatever's going on, it's not going to be going on while my daughter's there. So, I respect him. He respect me. The co-parenting came real easy. It's been almost 30 years for me. My son about to be 28. So, No other men talk about their women. It's so crazy because it's as vast as the so-called color spectrum of even the Muslim women. When they wear that kimar, it's gonna be a white Muslim that'll come in and stop a pack of thugs from taking her pocketbook. They see that kimar, they know exactly who she is, and they know exactly what woman they gotta protect. They know. They know who they gotta protect. Every other group of men on the planet know to protect their women. But and it ain't everybody's fault that some of y'all mamas done did y'all wrong. They ain't give y'all no hugs and shit, and fucking beat y'all silly and all that, belittled you and berated you, embarrassed you and shit like that. I'm sorry that you had it like that. Some people childhood was fucked up, but the best thing about childhood is that shit is over for a lot of these grown folks. And being that it's over, now you are in control and you are able to do something different. Able to do something different. So, you know, um, yeah, I know a lot of people are upset. I know they're upset. They're upset. No, I'm not really caring that they're upset. They was not concerned when them niggas was on the phone trying to fucking record me. You bringing these fucking creeps around me and make me vulnerable. You make me vulnerable. It's about 80 people, bloodline kinfolk, or children that belong to my grandmother that y'all gonna make vulnerable too. You motherfucking right. I'll talk about putting hands and feet on you in bath soap, bite your nose off, bite your nostrils off. Yes, I get downright savage for my family. I ain't wrong for that. Get down and lay down. Show grandma some respect. It's always been like that. It's just new to these people. Just new to them. It's old to me. It's old to me. And plan on getting out here, sitting here, having to smack people up verbally and shit with the spank and all that. I ain't want to pull a Pootie Tang bank belt out. But I can and I will. I will. Because some of y'all is out of order. These niggas is like, what's the little badass nigga that was kicking over the garbage cans in Friday? Yeah, that's how they remind me. That's who they remind me of. Hmm? That's how they act. So, Little Chris. That was his name. Little Chris, right? Knocking over the goddamn garbage can. That's how they are. And they don't see how harmful their behavior is. They don't see how this debauchery could cost us, a much needed win. A much needed win. It's just a lot of work to do. And clearly, this is something new. So it just looks really unskilled and uncoordinated and shit. And niggas gonna be saying, oh, she don't know what she talking about. Or that nigga don't know what he talking about. Yeah, we all gonna take turns saying that shit. Halito Chief Weisenberg, we all gonna take turns saying that, depending on what the topic is and who the players are. Right? But at the end of the day, you're supposed to be standing on the side of truth. And if that's too beyond people, if that's beyond you, then what are you really doing here? What are you really doing here? Where the end game at? Sup at the end game. Sup at the end game. Got to keep current with the times. See, a lot of laws was omitted. A lot of laws was repealed and shit like that. So you can't just go, looking at a colonial. And then not only that, who was your kinfolk again? Because this is the reason why some people had to cling to these foreign deities and stuff like that too. So depending on who your people were, right? Your particular tribe, if you standing by the treaty of 1866, then there's some terms and conditions that came with that. Have you and your people met those terms and conditions of that particular treaty? Have you keeping up your end of the bargain? Some treaties included the ones that were converted into Catholicism. So some people have to really sit there with their rosary as part of their treaty. Oh, how deep these niggas want to go with it? Some of them was Christians. So niggas want to know why some of these grannies was holding on to they rosary beads. They was holding on to them because in they repressed memory, they folks was getting their ass beat for not converting. Good to hear from you too, Sister Kim. Chad, let me tell you, I really we should probably do another show about Jamaica because at the end of the day, if you look at the democracy, same thing. And even though Puerto Rico is a part of the United States now, you got to look at how that constitution is set up. It's still a country. Puerto Rico itself is still a country. New York itself is still a country. So you're gonna have to that's gotta you gotta get some policymakers and stuff because what's happening, what I'm noticing in the Caribbean is they have brought in all these foreigners and they are now your sundry officers. So a lot of the problems that the Jamaicans may have with the police, it's not Jamaicans that's doing that. It's not Jamaicans that the natural people that's doing that. It's the foreigners pretending to be the natural people. So we definitely can look up some more things and shit and have some discussions. I definitely am concerned with that. I do have some of my folks out of Georgia that was sent to a plantation in Jamaica in I want to say the 1800s, uh, the early half of the 1800s. So there's definitely an interest. A lot of people don't realize they called a lot of the East Coast, particularly the Carolinas, the West Indies. I don't know if people realize how close Bermuda is to in proximity to North Carolina. I don't think people understand that. So it's definitely going to be appropriate. And then people don't also realize that a lot of the Powhatans. A lot of the chiefs from the Powhatan lines came from Barbados. If these people are really digging in their genealogy, you'll see the free people of color were getting married in places like Bermuda and Barbados. They didn't recognize the union. See, so when it comes down to, what people think is marriage, we're talking about the institution where you had to have a bond, where, the state got the 2-for-1 special. This is why they did not recognize so-called slave marriages as a union. If you look at back in the days, they would say stuff like my lawfully wedded wife. Well, what other wife would there be if it wasn't lawful? Then it switched to your legally wedded wife, right? So I believe that, Brandon. And I do have some people that's buried in the Natchez Cemetery. I just found a pipeline of Natchez in North Carolina, South Carolina, Halito Liz, and the Natchez and the Choctaws. So there was definitely some Choctaws in North Carolina. Um, you definitely know that they were there in Georgia. So, and keep in mind some of these people that were absorbed into other tribes. So, whichever one had the treaty or the name politically, generally in those cases, a lot of the Cherokee are different bands of different people. And being that there was so many different bands, this is why they were so considered so disloyal. I have documentation of one of my grandmothers. They reveled in this woman, and she straight up told the Pilgrims that the Indians was coming. Whole traitor to her uncles and cousins and shit. Atakula Kula. Whole traitor. But they made her the beloved Cherokee woman. So you can tell who was empathizing and sympathizing with the British, with the French. And they had their reasons. What reasons? We don't know all exactly, but they definitely had some. They definitely had some reasons. So, you know, Some history in Mexico, yes. I know that they are currently, as we speak, they are starting to add a lot of those documents to, to these databases with the Mormons and stuff like that. Typically, they were not documented until 1895. And there was still, like, different muster rolls, and certainly different types of censuses, and that gets kind of hard because you have to read. It's bad enough to read what do you call it, colonial English, but when you try to read colonial Spanish and colonial French, and a lot of those words they don't even use no more, even having 10 Google Translator tabs up is sometimes really not going to help you. You have to stare at the handwriting to see if that's an S or a F, to look and see if there's, they have accent marks and different type of letters with, different accent marks that you have to include. And with the colonial and the calligraphy, it kind of becomes really difficult to read. So you may be on one document for a really, really long time, a really, really long time, just trying to get the basic logistics of it. Certainly, the census records, they're not going to be that complicated, specifically because they will have some instructions. And again, the Mexican census, coincidentally, they have their name is Archivos de los Indies, the archives of the Indies. Thought that was pretty fucking interesting, but that's what their archives were. Yes, and Texas was absolutely a part of Mexico. There's also going to be parts of Oklahoma that were parts of Mexico. Colorado was a part of Mexico. New Mexico, literally part of New Mexico. Parts of Texas. A lot of these places were not completely annexed into statehood until specific times. So even prior to during the Spanish, what do they call it? The American Mexican War. It's not Spanish. It's the American Mexican War. Okay. Particularly, that's when I talked about one of my Cherokee grandfathers, and there's a whole bunch of them that left and went to Arkansas prior to Oklahoma. They left in 1815, prior to the Trail of Tears. They had a hard time there. Some of them stayed there. They also went to what is now called Bexar, Texas. It's Bexar, Bahar, and Texas before it had the X, it had the J, Tejas. Um, so you can see a lot of those documentations now. This particular grandfather went to go cut a deal with the Mexican government because he was unhappy with the land in Oklahoma that they were trying to give them. It wasn't the same as, what they were used to in Virginia, Tennessee, West Virginia, North Carolina, etc., etc. He ended up getting killed. But there is a whole bunch of Indians, and a lot of them in Texas do know that they're Indians, but they are very well going to be a lot of Indians from the East Coast, the coastal, the southeastern woodland Indians. Absolutely, they will. A lot of them migrated. Some of them had to do indentures. They had to endure peonage, enslavement, and they actually had labor contracts that specifically brought Virginia Indians to Louisiana. A lot of them, you may be familiar with the name, they call them red bones. Okay, and these red bones also had migrated into Texas and into different territories. So, um, I'm not on my computer right now, or I would show this record where you see some of my Chickahominy family ended up in Montana. I almost dismissed the record specifically because what would they be doing in Montana in 1864 or 1860, whatever? And sure enough, when I opened it up, it has the seal of the state of Montana, but it clearly shows my great grandfather, and it showed the uncle, the woman that he married. She was from St. Louis, also listed as colored. And they all descended from free people, but they lived in Montana. So if I go to deal with some of these people out there, the Squamish out in Washington State, which I know some of our people migrated over there. We just found one grandfather that owned fucking gold mines in Colorado. then came back to the South and was trying to help a lot of people get on. So there's so many different facets, and you never run out of people to look up on. So after you deal with Granny and you're tired of seeing the repetition of all of those names and whatnot, you go to the collateral lines. Go see what your fifth grade grandmother's uncle was doing. Follow him around a little bit. See where they went. See where they left. A lot of them left to go build the Suez Canal. Did people know that? So when you see them taking trips to Australia and you see them taking trips to Panama, you see them taking trips to what you know to be the Middle East. You think they was from there? They very well could have been working there. Now they were hiring skilled laborers. And you gotta know that the American Indian was skilled like a motherfucker. You know? So, want to do some good deeds? Want to do some good work? Let's try and start taking care of some of these elders. Can't save everybody, but there's a couple little dollars, a little 10 cent, dollar, a quarter, whatever it is that people could donate. Go send it and make sure them elders in Oklahoma get some food, because them pilgrims over there don't even want to feed them. Niggas think that everybody that is federally recognized is just balling and reveling in all these checks and all this other stuff. That's not the fucking case. I'm talking about our people. I'm not talking about the others. So if you really had, the grand scope of how this shit go, you would realize that you are absolutely related to some of these folks. I ain't saying all of it, all of them, but some of them are, whether they know it or not, whether they call you all the blacks, all the Africans that they want to. The shame with them is they don't want to admit that they're related to you, right? See, because what y'all don't understand, the nationality is established by the mother. So if the Indian woman have 10 babies by 10 different men from all different types of races and nationalities, guess what that baby is? Indian. But when my son, the Indian, go and take up a French woman as a wife, that baby gonna be French. That baby gonna be French. Depending on the territory. Because if they in Oklahoma, when this happens, certain states say, hey, wherever there's an Indian period, the Indian supersedes whether they supposedly African, whether they supposedly Russian, whether they're Swedish, they Indian. So it depends on where you at. And keep in mind, the people in Oklahoma, when Sarah Rector came, remember, because of after Plessy versus Ferguson, when they started the Jim Crow and the segregation laws, that woman was too rich to make her sit in some boxcar on top of some hay. What did they do? They created the law in Oklahoma that made Indians white. So now there's a whole bunch of people we mad about being mislabeled black, colored, mulatto. But what about the Indians that look just like us with the same woolly hair, the same red bone looking granny, the same dark skin looking grandpa, and vice versa? What about them? What about them? They're listed as white. Indians off reservations had to take a title, had to take a stand, and if they wanted citizenship, that came with being taxed in certain places. You ain't getting something for nothing. You ain't getting something for nothing now. So, it's foolish to even believe you would. That nationality is definitely U.S. Code Title 5. I'm pretty sure it's either 5 or 8. I think it's Title 8, Section 4 or 5. And it's very important that let me see. Let me see. That is Title 8. It's Title 8, where they talk about the citizenship, the nationality of the mother taking the status. That's where it's in U.S. code. It's been in plenty of other documents. Halito, the ancient one. Um, Bernice Brash, what's up, beloved? How you doing, DB? Um, yeah, so this is also important. So if you pull up U.S. code, that was 1409, where and it has this soliloquy where they talk about the children born out of wedlock, aka bastard children or natural children. They might not say bastard because a natural child is still a child that was born from an unwed mother. So if sometimes they catch you in the hospital with that, did you have, or when they interviewing you, did you have your child naturally? You could be sitting right there with your husband, but you calling your baby a bastard by agreeing to having a natural birth, right? Gotta get slick with them, say some shit like supernatural or something, just to change that fucking narrative, you know. Um, so yeah, and it's very important. I was looking up some things, especially in regards to the Seminoles in Oklahoma. Um, and they deserve some attention, right? Because they are directly affected, and these people been getting it, and they've been getting dealt with, and it's been a bunch of drama ever since them people moved there, or they ended up having to be enumerated because a good number of people were already there hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years before Oklahoma was created in 1907. See? So they have these laws that were omitted from the U.S. Code regarding the freedmen. Now, this happened in the 1980s. Something happened in the 1980s. I have not been able to pinpoint if this is during that so called 1988 African American time. Haven't been able to pinpoint that. But if any one of y'all find the U.S. Code that was omitted, the public laws that was omitted regarding the freedmen, because the shit completely disappeared. Now it could have. There's a number of reasons, but the War Department was completely turned into the Department of Interior for quite some time now. So it couldn't be that the War Department is now a defunct agency. This shit happened in the 90s. The Department of Interior, from my understanding, most of this shit was developed in what, the 60s or the 70s? Could have been a lot sooner, but that's when they started recognizing most of these tribes in the 70s. So you got, let's see something here. Now, the freedmen, that shit was also omitted from the U.S. Code. There's a section 61 through 65. 61 through 65. Now go ahead and find something. And that is the part of aliens and nationality. Remember, the 14th Amendment changed a lot for so called Indians not taxed because the Indians at this point were now fighting for citizenship. Right? Peace and love, Marlon. Knowledge Seeker, Halito, Sunlight Bay. So, you know, they took this shit down. It's like not even the government print office. I really haven't been able to find this anywhere. And this is U.S. Code Title 8, Aliens and Nationality. I don't remember exactly. Oh, section 61 through 65. You can't find them anywhere. It just says that it was omitted. What part was omitted? Because this may be the direct link that the freedmen need to have a better understanding. I know for sure what it does say, and it leads you back to the Department of War, which no longer exists. That does not mean that the freedmen became zero Indian blood because the Department of War doesn't exist anymore. That never stopped the Indian from being the Indian. They was Indians when these treaties was here. When the treaties were implemented, Seminole is part of the recognized tribes over in Oklahoma. How are they getting erased now? Can somebody explain that? And if these Negroes over here outside of Indian territory don't think that what's going on in Indian territory is important, then that lets you know that these niggas don't know anything about the end game. So again, where do you think that they are going to send people? We broke down the Oklahoma Constitution. So when it says that these particular group of people got to get up and leave whenever the people claim their land back, who they talking about leaving? They ain't gonna make the Indian leave, so the people who the land rightfully supposed to go to can be there. So I really don't understand why, this shit goes the way it goes, man. But I'm not afraid to break some of these cycles. I know it's a lot of stuff that people don't understand. And okay, it's available for you to gain some understanding because it's so much more that's going on. So now, last night, these niggas, the hit dogs hollering, taking all these little things personal, but you ain't heard from me in months, my nigga. I named a few people and a few different situations. So if your shoe ain't untied, then don't fucking trip. And if your shoe is untied, I'm gonna suggest, motherfucker lace that bitch out. Cause I'm gonna have a nigga running for it. Better run fast, run fast. Oh, you ducking the law, you better run from him, baby. Yo. But now this is important. This is important what's happening. Yes, the freedmen need to be concerned because a lot of people, everybody that is on the doors rolls is not a $5 Indian. It's not true. It's not everybody. It's not everybody. So that means there's some people that are not disposable. The Indian is not disposable. So when it comes down to all this, we need unity, we need unity. Well, let's hear that from the people that can, pull in a few of their family members into something that is going to just solely benefit them. Because if these niggas think that I'm going to be bringing me and my father and my sister decide to open up a gas station, if niggas think I'm going to be bringing dad to have a sit down and talk with these niggas in the Aboriginal, you got to be fucking kidding me. Everything ain't for everybody. There's plenty of things I share with the Indians, but some things with my family is intimate. We all protecting our posterity. The thing is, I protect mine, you protect yours. He protects his, she protects hers, and collectively, we are a bunch of people that all know that they are secure and protected, and we ready to roll. Now, we are a force to be reckoned with. Therefore, the movement that is made is going to bring about an action or some sort of correction to some conditions that we are looking to change. Practical. Not all of this astronomical and all of this other stuff. Clearly niggas don't know where they at. In the Georgia, look at all these Moors and shit getting jammed up and choke slammed down in Georgia. Georgia is not an Indian friendly state. You can not like it all you want, but those are some of the last people. There's active gold mines in Georgia right now, still to this day in Lumpkin County. Okay? Active. So when they started sending people out west, you best believe there was a team of Negroes that was able to capitalize off of that opportunity, and your people ended up on the west coast. Now your people done mingled with them people over there that look like Eskimos. So now they ain't no more your family because they federally recognized. Nigga, who you kin to? Who you kin to? This is why relativity is so important. That's why relativity is so important. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. And you shouldn't want no way around it. If you want to stand solid on who it is that you say you are, and you want some respect on your people and who it is you say you descend from, where are the examples of reasons why they should respect you? Respect is earned too, isn't it? Isn't that what you learned growing up? It's earned, right? That ideology doesn't leave because you're now dealing with who you think to be your enemy, the op, the pilgrim, right? The one that we let control all of this shit for all of this time. And if y'all niggas ain't grooming none of your children to go be a county deed of clerks so they can make sure they stop skimming off the land that these niggas don't even know that they entitled to, that descends in their family, protected in some of these constitutions, that it doesn't matter if y'all abandoned grandpa's 500 acres and left and went to go live in Michigan. If any of you or your descendants decide to come back, your property is still your property. It doesn't matter if you got a felony, they can't take away, you cannot forfeit any of these things. It does not matter. Come back and get your stuff. And if it's not there, then you get what? Just compensation. What are these niggas crying about? Oh, these niggas stole our land. Nigga, where your land at? Give me the longitude and latitude. They can't keep your land. I posted the letter that they sent a lot of people, and it came from the Department of Interior. And this letter is from the 1956 or 1957. And it specifically says that all the Indians, and these are the off reservation. This has nothing to do with the 5 civilized tribes. It said that they were supposed to annually peek their head in basically on their property. So when they left to go to Chicago and New York City and Los Angeles and Dallas and Miami, and they left to go to all these other places and work in these other different industries and become cityfied folks, right? They abandoned their property. And what happened? These pilgrims done came and did what? They've been squatting on that abandoned property, and now they think it's 3 generations later, they think it belonged to them. Are you going to be mad at them? If your daddy bring you a car, you don't know the car is stolen, but now it's the nigga at the red light talking about, if you don't get the fuck out my Benz. And you looking at that nigga like, what? Eat smoke, boss. I'm out. This is my shit. You ain't know your daddy stole that car. It don't make it yours, honey. Don't make it yours. So there's still a different type of monster that we dealing with, because a lot of these people don't know what they're responsible for. They're not really responsible, but they don't know what they're complicit in. They don't know what they're complicit in. So all these people ain't our enemies. But then you got somebody like Hemop. These niggas out here raping and stealing and pillage. They look like you the Indian. They telling you the Indian. They telling you that they the Indian too, but they're stealing your Indian grandma stuff. Something wrong with that. Now you got the skin folk that don't act right and they ain't got no damn accountability. But these niggas want to blame these pilgrims because they don't act right and they ain't got no accountability. Who is the motherfucking killer here? Who's the killer? Who's the killer? Who's the killer here? Point one finger, it's going to be 3 pointing right back. Very important. It's very important that you pay attention to what's going on. Very important. There's a lot of stuff going on out here in Indian country. A lot of things that got to get brought up. A lot of things that got to get corrected. A lot of things that need publicity. It's 2019, and right before 2020, they trying to get rid of these freedmen that been existing in this land way before these colonizers came. They never should have been freedmen. They was always the Indians, and now they have zero Indian quantity. So now you're going to blame the folks that thought that they was doing the right thing 200 years ago, 150 years ago, and now 5, 10 generations later, they still getting their ass kicking. Y'all okay with that? But we sit here and talk about history all day, and then we got the actual historical people they're looking to boot them off. Where's their support? So they don't get no support because they Native Americans? Never mind they Indians that look just like us and our grandmas, but that's why, because they federally recognized. You think that they're not our people? What y'all gonna do when I am down in Virginia? I'm already anticipating the poor monkey and the Chickahominy acting funny. But we got the same grandmas. They same granddaddy was chief was my granddaddy too. So really, how far is that beef gonna go? At the end of the day, somebody gonna be like, well shit, we came for. What could they really fucking do? So you know what the difference is. A lot of these people is Indians by membership, not by kinship. Again, whose fault is that we have allowed this to happen? Ain't really got a lot of time to worry about who fault it is, but what we got to do is clean it up, make sure this shit don't go on. Can't always spend a whole bunch of time on why it's going down. Once you know who's going on with the shit, and you put them in the appropriate receptacle, whether it be the trash bin or the timeout seat, because some of these niggas got to go in the dirty feather bucket. That's just it. They came pretending. They ain't yield no fruit. Meanwhile, the ones that could set the precedent, that would strengthen up and give us the voice that we need, y'all don't think they need protecting? Because those people over there, those federal people, they kind of really like some of the only voices that we really have. And then the other voices that we do have, these niggas want to minimize and try and take away that. Like, how dare them? The way they was some of these, and I'm not talking about these YouTube dudes. I ain't talking about Aboriginal power and no toxins. So I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the other people that I mentioned last night. The other hit dogs that I'm waiting to holler. And some of the ill things and sentiments that they said about this woman, Chief Warhorse, that's been fighting for over 5 decades, longer than we've been alive. And nobody G-checked none of these niggas. Nobody said nothing. Nobody stopped them in their tracks or nothing. It's just still, when you think of an elder, there's a certain uh it's just a way you tighten up, right? It's the way you tighten up. If you had your pants hanging down while you was around everybody else, when grandma and grandpa come in, you gonna pull your shit up, you gonna tighten up your belt, you gonna straighten out your tie, you gonna walk right, chest out, chin up, shoulders back, right? You gonna look like you got some sense. You gonna look like you got some sense. Why wouldn't it be the same? So at the point where they're saying these little, where did these niggas come from that's saying all of these negative things about her, and why are they the ones that's in jail? They calling her the thief, but these the niggas that's going to jail. These the niggas going around raping and pillaging the village. Nobody. And this woman is respected by all of these people that came before us, and nobody think it's important to protect that crown, because that's part of our crown. I know y'all seen this woman out there in the YouTube and out there in different types of public forums way before you heard of a Phoenix Moon. Phoenix Moon wasn't even born yet when this woman was getting trained by her elders, getting groomed for that position. Oh, ain't nothing sacred, so that shit ain't worth protecting nobody, right? If you don't think you got to protect all the indigenous women, can we believe that you really want to see these mothers and daughters secure? It's all it look like is niggas coming for the matriarch. And you want to know what? Who's the ones that's been maintaining all these years? How far off did the women fall off? Not really far. You may not like their attitude, but they getting it in. They getting checks. They getting the bag. They getting to it. Putting things in motion and shit. Even with the fucked up mentality. I don't need no nigga. They could say that all they want. But then after they have all that money and they still cold, them motherfucking dead presidents ain't gonna hug you and snuggle you at nighttime, boo. They not gonna lift up nothing heavy. They ain't gonna protect you. You could buy protection, but it ain't the same. It ain't the same. It ain't the same, man. So, I got a lot of shit to talk about. So it's probably gonna be some more people mad. But like I said, you ain't gotta like what I say, but I don't really feel like they even qualified to interrupt me until, they gotta put me up on game. And at the point where they correcting me, I could take correction. I could take correction. I got a counselor elders that I listen to too, right? It just so happened that they, be supportive when I be on. Hey, I'm about to go snap at this one because they think something sweet. Go on, get the green light. I get the green light. I go snap, snap. I've already taken my position as being a watchdog for the American Indian community. I've taken my position. This shit ain't just happened yesterday. I'm not leaving. I'm here for the good fight. For the people that I love. One and all. Them first and foremost. I got no regrets with that. I hate oppression. I don't like seeing people oppressed. Have a certain level of compassion for that. And being that all these people that moved over to corporate entities, they all have constitutions and different things available, different charters that help them fight the oppression. Well, let's start breaking them shits down, because like I said, when I talk about same way I did with the Congo, and I did Ghana constitution and broke that shit down and shit like that, you know, that was a courtesy. And I did that even though I was being an asshole. But I figured if I showed the so-called Africans how to handle their business, that they would stay out of ours. But instead, it just turns out they didn't really care about African business. They just don't want us to be proud of who we are, and the fact that we're home. I noticed that. I noticed that. And that's sad, but that's not all. That's not all Ghanaians. That's not all Nigerians, right? Not all of them is dishonest. Just like not all these Indians is righteous. We got to kind of get out of that mindset. We already like to party. We don't mind having no house party all this time. That's the type of people we are. So the invitation that our ancestors gave these people to be here, it was about something. Whether we understand it or not, or whether we like it or not, it was for a reason. We don't got to understand everything. We just need to know how to place some of these things so we can have our closure and our action plan to move forward. You know how in the beginning of this journey we was all mad at Martin Luther King, but now towards the end, when you see he ended up getting clapped for what he got clapped for, there was some apologies. Hey, I take that back. That we had to say, I said this about Martin Luther King. I had to retract some of those statements. When you acquire different knowledge, you're able to go back on some of the things that you said previously, and you're able to correct them. That's the act, right? And that's my accountability. I am accountable for the shit that I said against this man. And the more that I have studied the civil rights movements, I have studied these civil rights act, the more I see why they ended up giving him a bullet. How he started off in the end was not how he got put in the ground. How he started off in the beginning, probably taking bribes, taking money, whatever, to keep things under hush. That is not how he ended out. And you know that's a legacy to respect when the crook ends up being the fucking good guy. Started out one way, but nigga had to change your heart. That's that integrity. That's that bone. Nigga rather die than be dishonest. Nigga rather die than be dishonest. You see? So, let me see something. At the end of the day, ain't nobody supposed to be. I'm not, I could tell when people show they shit, like in the genealogy group and stuff. Hey, we might be cousins. It's certain stuff I see they do. I hit them on the inbox like, boom, y'all got the same. We got the same ancestors. So now that gives you a sense of relief, because this really would, you don't tell everything that, you don't tell everything. See, a good teacher teaches you, helps you understand everything that it is you know. You don't need to know everything that I know. So the part of everybody doing their genealogy and having to scramble for these documents was so that we can establish relativity. It just seemed like a quicker way to get everybody going. right? It was very provocative. So now that we're all finding out that we got 10, 20, 30 different grandmothers, all the same people, that means we kinfolk. Now we got something to stand on. It's solid now. Now you probably gonna get a little more of my time because we are on the same page. We got the same goals in mind. We got the same type of blues. That's our commonality. That's what makes us a specific community with the same issues, same views, same needs, wants, and desires. Now we know what team we're on. Now we know who we're fighting for. It's not in vain. It's not in vain. You see? So, at the end of the day, people got to wisen up, man. People got to really wisen up. Got to wisen up. Got to be able to see around the corner. Got to be able to see around the corner. And that's really going to be easy for those that really kind of been around the block already. Because these niggas claim they got all these life experiences, but they do everything in this social platform that would normally get them beat upside their head in their own hood, on their own block. That's how they behave. Who's talking about incest? What is the dude talking about? What is he talking about? Major Tom, what are you talking about? Well, we're gonna put you in timeout. I'm gonna have to be easy with some of this crazy shit y'all be talking about, okay? Because that's nuts. Don't do that. Get out of here with that. So, again, it's about relativity. And and if you were more, that's great. Show your Moorish ancestors because they owe you something too in your perspective Moorish lane. It's not the same lane as the American Indians. You're not going to convince these pilgrims that you can make this story stick together. You might could fool some of these Indians, but you're not fooling those pilgrims who you, the Moor, is probably going to be related to. Okay? Probably going to be related to. If you really are who you say you are. Remember, the Moors took off a whole bunch of it took a bunch of people into their harems and shit. The beef with them and the pilgrims and Islam is the fact that they enslaved them. And they don't never want to deal with that shit no more. They don't want to deal with that. So, I'm going to just tell y'all, at the end of the day, it should be a certain level, of comfort that people have been able to attain in this last couple years, you know. You know. So, what's up, Love Legacy? What's happening? There's a lot of stuff going on in this chat. What's going on? I hope everybody respecting each other, y'all. What's going on with it? Okay, the one with the funny name, I don't the it's an Arabic name. I'm gonna say it's funny. I don't really understand what you're saying. Were those people who went to Liberia and Sierra Leone returning back home after their services in battle against the Indians? They were excommunicated. It was not just Sierra Leone and Liberia, it was also Haiti. And after this particularly began prior to 1816, what people know with Paul Cuffey, and he took his personal ship to escort some people over to Liberia because he had a personal stake in some of the import and export businesses that they were looking to establish at that point. Also, after the Revolutionary War, when they were supposed to get their land grants, they did not. Again, this is where they misclassified them. You'll still see them registered in certain areas under the Free People of Color, in different various places. However, they started sending them to Sierra Leone, Liberia, which wasn't Liberia yet at the time, and Haiti. And for some reason, this was absolutely rubbed in the faces of the Virginia, Maryland, and North Carolina Indians, as well as plenty of Jamaicans. In that order. In that order. So even the admixture that the Gullah Geechee have, the admixture that they say they claim, that admixture is partially of Carib descent. So a lot of them that ended up back over here belonged here in the first goddamn place. Now those are not all people that just came from quote unquote Angola or quote unquote Sierra Leone. They was absolutely from Nova Scotia. How many people have actually read the books, the Book of Negroes? How many people have actually seen those documents? Absolutely. The last Indian removal, they doing it now, but the last one technically on record, Lunar, was 1956. 1956. So, well, Invicta, I don't know what it is that you feel, but you on the wrong station here, bro, because we bring straight up facts. I deal with the primary sources, and you could be mad at that. That ain't gonna change the goddamn thing, no. It's not gonna change nothing. Not gonna change nothing. So, you know, that's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. You know. So again, it's gonna be important. Now you're gonna have the granny traffickers, and there's some beautiful things that's happening in the background, and the real genealogists know and respect it. And we just gonna hold on to some of these spicy meatballs. So now, we're gonna have a lot of people having these conversations with people, and there's gonna be a certain few things that we'll be able to ask people that will absolutely be the tall tell-all sign that they don't know what the fuck they talking about in relativity. And then not only that, they really don't have no end game. Really don't have no end game. Indians not taxed. Who are you related to that is a treaty signer that didn't get moved off of their reservation? Who? They weren't supposed to be enumerated, but yet they did enumerate some folks. Well, who are those folks that they enumerated, and for what reason? Because they were saying that they were not Indians so that they can be taxed. Right? So what the fuck is these niggas talking about? What is they really talking about? What are these people in the Free People of Color Registry? Mislabeled people that are what? Taxed on being free. Even though them niggas was Indians. So what the fuck is these niggas talking about for real? What is they talking about for real? What is they talking about? So now, whatever it is, gripes that people have, if you need money that bad, before y'all start trying to get all the good things that's available for remedy and cure, changed and altered because of these extreme ass Negroes that's just bucking up to the system and just so fucking angry they too dumb to realize the laws and stuff that's there to make sure that the government doesn't violate them, right? Because if they knew them, they would think differently. But again, they're not doing these things. They're behaving like black people. They're not behaving like Indians, because if they was, they would see things a little bit differently. And that's aside from the places that are completely coded, like Georgia. My nigga, Georgia's not an Indian friendly state. Don't go there expecting justice, expecting all of these strange, phenomenal things, because Georgia ain't doing it. It's in their
Mm-hmm.
code for the country. It's there. Let me also make a point about full faith and credit too, because I think a lot of these niggas got misunderstanding. You can use laws that are applicable in Alaska. Perhaps you can use them for your benefit in Georgia, in Virginia, and so on and so forth. But please know, if you have a warrant in Alaska, and even though it may not be a crime in Georgia, you know them niggas gonna charge you like you in Alaska, right? Full faith and credit. Let me give the full disclosure. Let me give the full disclosure. Now, see if people could tie that back to the Fugitive Slave Act and see why that's important. I showed them records before with the certificates of freedom say. It says the exact same thing as your full faith and credit birth certificate, with the exception of freedom in giant black letters in 20-inch font going across the certificate. So if we know the people and the free people of color were Indians not taxed, why the fuck was they taxed on being colored? Because they're no longer called fucking Indians, right? Oh, so why not be called Indians when that's the one thing these niggas never wanted you to be called in the first place? What the fuck is so hard about that? What's so hard to really understand? Stop trying to denounce Indians. The one motherfuckers that say, oh, we ain't Indians, we this, we that. Hold on. The Aboriginal term, you would still have to put American in front of it, because you can be Aboriginal to China, you could be Aboriginal to this place, you could be Aboriginal to a lot of places. So saying Aboriginal is not enough. But if you know damn well, which I know damn well, my grandmother, a couple of my grandfathers signed these motherfucking treaties, and they signed as the Chickahominy Indians, the Monacan Indians, the Paw Monkey Indians, the Lenape Indians. I'm gonna stick with that. And then after they got called Indians, they started calling them black and everything else but that. That has been the one term that they never wanted us to call ourselves. Why would I let these Moors and all these other people that don't fit into the narrative of American colonial history? Why would I give my shit away? Why? Why? I missed that part of the question. Connect the dots between whose arrival, honey? Who are you talking about? Going on in Haiti. Well, I do know after the Battle of Savannah, they sent a lot of the cacique Henry, the first king over there in Haiti. He fought here at the Battle of Savannah. They learned the guerrilla warfare here in stateside in North America, from here to Nova Scotia. Some of the Jamaicans were loyal to the Spanish. Some were loyal to the French. Some were loyal to the very short lived Germans that appeared there, because most of the Germans and French and German are pretty much the same people. Frankfurt, Germany is the capital of Germany. They are like New York and New Jersey in proximity to each other. You can walk from France into Germany. Burgundy, Frank, all relative. The Franks are Frenchmen. Frankfurt's in Virginia and in Germany. So when you have these imaginary borders and even some of these imaginary nationalities and shit like that, it doesn't matter if Donald Trump's family was from Poland, because that nigga think he a real American here right now, don't he? Do any of that shit count? And y'all know I ain't got no problem with Donald. Everybody else could be mad, but that nigga told the so-called black people, I'ma hold off these foreigners from these shithole countries that's coming over here trying to take y'all shit. Start your own business. Niggas just spent all this time talking shit about Donald Trump. That one day when you had that 450 credit score, you had a 30-day window where you was able to qualify for business loans and all types of shit. All types of shit. Right? He just passed the indigenous rights of women. So now these foreigners can't really be fucking up the women. Trump did that. Trump did that. Shit don't mean nothing to none of these sausage party boys that just want to pull up and beat up on bitches anyway. They want to knock them down, or if they, or if they square, so they could beat their chest like Donkey Kong, right? Trump did that. I ain't seen nobody talking about that. That shit affects people. Again, now all them chocolatey people over there on Shinnecock, they are Native Americans, and I am relatives to some of them. So you saying that they not supposed to have no protections? That's right, Louis Holloway. This is why white people hate Trump too. Not because he's such an asshole. He took a side. He took a side. And even though he can't openly say too much about what side it is, the results are in the pudding. We did chalk to a prepaid card, right? We had more problems with the bank than we actually did trying to put that together. So if it wasn't for Trump, that shit definitely wouldn't have happened on Obama's watch. You can guarantee that shit. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It happened on Trump's watch. I have him to, you know. So, I'm going to just say, again, I ain't going to hold y'all too long. It's already been 2 hours. I'm getting tired. I got some things I got to take care of in the morning. Fasting right now, too. So I already got an attitude. I'm fasting and I'm hungrier than a hostage right now. Ah, but whatever. I love y'all Indians, man. I don't want to see y'all getting washed up. I don't want y'all joining none of these dudes that's going to soil, your legacy. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if these dudes, who they really are. You ain't really got no real background on them. They don't open up about what it is that they got to protect. And I think in my mind, they ain't got nothing to lose. You see? And again, that makes them fucking dangerous. That makes them very dangerous. If you want to harm the women, you can guarantee they coming to fuck your children up too. You can guarantee. Because if they don't make sound decisions in regards to how they dealing with these women, you're going to mess their minds up and they can't even find the decent brother that is trying to do the right thing by his woman. So now you got the fuckboys still creating the wedge. Love y'all. You still got people, we're creating our own wedge. So now we got the imaginary white people in the middle of the giving causing enmity in between us. That's not true. There's no white man telling me to argue with no nigga that look like he my daddy, like my father's people. There's nobody. There's no white woman telling any of these brothers to disrespect me. They're not doing that. All the finger pointing and nobody want to act right and take accountability, man. If I do you wrong, you call me out on it, I'm going to apologize. I'm not sorry, because a sorry nigga is just going to keep doing the same shit. But I promise you, I will model my behavior around the apology to change whatever it is that needs to be changed, especially if I caused you some pain. Especially if I caused you some inconvenience. Especially if I caused you something that is of value to you besides your ego. I don't give a fuck about that. But you generally got some righteous shit to say to me. I am genuinely going to listen. And I am mature enough to, cognitively be able to come to you as my brother, as my sister, humbly and apologize. And I will correct that action, that mistake with action. So you don't never second guess me again. You know why? Because my integrity means a lot to me. The clean jacket. You may think I'm taking the L, but I know in my heart I was raised to do the right thing. They send me to the store and might tell me something costs $3. But if I get to the store and it only costs two, you know what? I'm bringing back that change. That means I could keep an extra dollar in my pocket because they only expecting $2 back. I'm going to bring you that extra dollar. I'd rather you give me the dollar for my honesty rather than me just pocket it and give it over. Because now I don't know if you lining me up and testing my gangster anyway when you sent me to the store and purposely told me it only cost $3 and you gave me a $5 bill. Knowing that when I get to the store, it's really only $2 and you expecting $2 back because that's the type of nigga you think I am. But my mom and them raised me a little different. Clean hands. Clean hands, man. That should be an art form. That should be something that you pride yourself on, man. We done did enough bullshit. We done did enough things in our youth, stupid, that we regret. We done now we got children and they watching us. If you think they not watching, some of the got grandchildren. They watching. We gotta set an example. It ain't never mind with the foreigners see we can't get along, the Indians can't get along. Nigga, I don't really care about what it is they see. I wanna know what your shorties think. Are they in a good environment where they can thrive? So all of our kids, if we can't get it right, at least we putting something in them to where they gonna stick together. Well, we ain't gonna have this shit all discombobulated and crazy like our generation did, because they gonna have some shit to say about some of the decisions we made. Present time, 30, 40 years from now, the same way we had some questions. How come y'all ain't tell us we was Indian? And now we telling these kids that they're Indian, but we ain't giving them no goddamn action plan or no course to, keep them in the fold of nation building when all they see is destruction. The same repetition of destruction they see is the same repetition of positive things that they have to add to it. We have to make nation building a cool, trending thing, the most honorable thing to do. Like what? Oh, nigga, you ain't nation building. You don't care about our people. We want to make them like the snitches. We want to make them like the labeled people that to stay away from. We want to excommunicate them people that's against what it is that we against. Cause they in the way. They're in the way. They're in the way. It don't seem like fun and games now till 20 years go by and you got a bunch of kids, grandkids, young kids that know that they Indians, but they still angry. They still don't know how to do business with each other. They still loving and trusting all the wrong people. So now they just know they Indians. So they just gonna be out here paper genocide the whole fucking planet. Cause fuck that and that. That's what they going. So they gonna be doing. We're gonna have to do some things differently, man. Let me see y'all showing a group of inner city kids how to fish. Y'all showing them how to strike matches with the two sticks and shit in the string. Showing them how to calm their mind and diffuse their anger so they don't feel like going out here wanting to shoot their other brothers and shit. Are you teaching them responsibility? Y'all niggas telling them when the last time y'all fathers told y'all daughters y'all loved them? When the last time y'all fathers told y'all daughters that y'all proud of them? You let them know how special they are. So they don't even have to think twice when some of these bum ass niggas come in their face. They know better. My daddy was good to me. What the fuck I look like messing with this low life nigga trying to destroy everything my dad worked hard to build? Those the type of Halito, what's up, big beloved Wesley? You know, don't let these little niggas tell your daughter how pretty she is. You better tell her what's on the inside counts. All these motherfuckers could be pretty. Shit. You got to teach these girls and women. Teach your daughters. There's two types of women. And sometimes there's the trifecta. But you either fuckable or you're lovable. You might want to be both. You might want to be fluid in both. So that the man that sees that you are a prize, you truly are a prize. In more ways than one. You don't want to just be fuckable. And then you don't want to just be lovable because you're going to be a bum ass bitch with a bum ass nigga because, oh, you love him so much, but love don't keep the motherfucking lights going on. That's a lie. So, it's just some work that we're gonna have to do, man. It's just all right. It's all right. Everybody ain't gotta agree. I don't know. I gotta agree with everybody. And please stop acting like I just, go on the tirade and just talk shit about all of the people that I disagree with. I talk shit about the niggas that you try to be amicable with and they be wrong and strong. You're absolutely right. You like a little child that stole my money out the wallet, and I'm telling you, just tell mommy the truth, and you want to keep lying to my face. You just want to keep lying. No honor, no integrity. That ain't how we was raised. That ain't how I was raised. Some niggas was raised like that. And that's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, we here to be teaching each other a lot of different things, right? Some things that a lot of these brothers is coming up with that is absolutely brilliant. I hope it works. I hope these things come into fruition and shit like that. That don't mean you gotta go knocking over all our bowling pins because you still stuck in on the, expecting that you gonna groom a rib and make this woman a Hebrew Israelite before you make her an Indian first. Don't you want her to acknowledge that she an Indian first? You want her talking about Passover to your children, or you want to be talking about 300 years of basket weaving and some of the stuff that we was doing, real tangible stuff? Kind of woman you looking for? You putting your pencil in the loving hip hop chicks, and you expect to have some sort of magical, I don't know. What is it that you expecting? Got it looking real bad. The good girls don't get no love. Niggas is talking about them too. But then it's a hoe like Kim Kardashian that can snack her Indian male. Right? Wasn't that long ago she was just slobbing and bobbing on Ray J, right? And now here, Kanye fucking Indian, whether you know it or not. That nigga all off. He's still trying to find himself. He's still trying to find himself. Kanye moms. Y'all know we got the same damn last name. I told y'all the story, and I find it funny because Consequence was the first one over there that I know of with good music. And Consequence is from Right Hand Queens. Consequence is the only person that asked me why was my stage name Miss West. In my entire career, he is the only one that has asked me that. Maybe besides like LL, but Consequence definitely sit down conversation. Da 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 da. Out of all the things you could be, why did you choose that? My breakdown was quite simple. I could be sexual chocolate. I could be all of these other things, but at the end of the day, I'm always going to be Miss West, representing my lineage. That's who I am. I said that back in 93. I said it back in 95. I said it back in 2002. I said it back in 2005. I'm saying it right now in 2019. Right? So, at the end of the day, man, I just hope these people get it together. Let's hope they get it together, man. Stop putting out that wrong information. You know, stop letting them be disrespectful. These niggas let these clown niggas talk shit. Even in the gossip mill, sitting there talking shit about somebody so established. Like y'all sitting here trying to talk shit about Warhorse. Niggas need to be smacked. Because if you was talking shit about my mother or my grandmother, I'd smack the shit out of you. Yes, I would bite your nostrils off. That's why I talk like that. Because I put myself in the narrative of our people. If you hurt my mother, what you think I'm going to do to you? Well, she is someone's mother too. And she's a mother to the Indians as far as us getting it together and having somebody that's on our side that these other people respect. I don't think people really understand. And if y'all don't think that she deserves a hedge of fine protection, right? A level of respect, a level of gratitude. If y'all niggas don't think that, I don't really know what it is to tell y'all. And if anybody is really against that, Not just because you're familiar with the name Chief Warhorse. Check out her work. You can Google it. Check out her work and see how long she been doing it. Longer than I've been alive. I'm 45 years old. How y'all going, it's just certain shit. A lot of people got a lot of shit to say about Tupac, but guess what you can't do in my house? Talk shit about Tupac. You know why? I personally met him. He ain't none of them things these people be saying he is. I ain't see none of that. I smoked weed with the man. So I'm not gonna let you sit there and talk about somebody that I can personally say that's not what I ascertained from any encounter that I've ever had with that individual. It's people that I don't like right now, and I'm not gonna mention no names, but I know it's certain things you might be able to say about this individual. But even though I don't really give two shits, I wouldn't piss on them if they on fire. I'm not gonna let somebody capitalize off the fact that they think that I'm mad at this person so much that I'll let them tell a lie and I'll perpetuate it. You see what I'm saying? I don't get down like that either. If the enemy is telling the truth about something, I'm not going to side with my friend like the enemy's a liar. No, no, no. She's an asshole, but she ain't no liar. She ain't lying now. I may not like this and that, but I'm not going to perpetuate a lie just because it looked like I got a vantage point. And this is where a lot of these motherfuckers is going to lose because they try it and I correct them. So they really already test my moxie. My shit consistent. So you can get mad all they fucking want. You can get mad all they want. But this is where we at. We gonna have to give service, yo. We're gonna have to give some sort of service. It's a lot of people in Indian country that's suffering right now. Not just the regular shit that we see on the news with the fucking people that don't know that they Indian. Well, let's focus on the ones that know. Because the ones that don't know is still hovering and they dipping their toes in different types of pools and bathtubs, and we ain't got that kind of time. When they catch a clamp in their toe and they realize that that shit is cold over there, and then when they go and come get put their hands, their feet back in their own sandy beaches, grandma always gonna be there for them. That's the beautiful thing. They could go traipsing off all over the world, but at the end of the day, you got to come back to your roots. Well, that's all fine and well because there's going to be there's some new teachers that's coming up that's on that, that novice level, and that's cool for the people that's just coming back into the fold, getting interested into who they are and where they from. But for the rest of the seasoned veterans, we got some work to do. Let's go see where our services is needed. Let's go pound this out and get some sort of solution, right? That's what we need to do. That's what needs to be done. We want the positive publicity. We want the positive activism. We don't need no backdoor trying to act like Black Panthers and we no justice, no peace. Meanwhile, they want to open up the free lunch program, but they selling crack out the daycare and still robbing banks. We not doing that. We not doing that. We not doing that. It's not what's happening here. It's not what's happening here. Oh, that would be so dope. That would be so dope. You know. So definitely, if she obliges, we absolutely could have a wonderful conversation. I hope she does call me. Yes, I have. I wish I could say your name. I don't want to call you Arabic script because I can't pronounce it. I wish I could just say your name, but I got to figure out a nickname for you, beloved. So I don't know how to say it. Have I ever had a dream and seen people there that you actually know in real life and be like, what the hell are you doing here? Yes, I have. Absolutely. And more recently, and to be honest with you, the dream kind of terrified me because what they were doing there was absolutely no good. They was up to no good. And it frightened me because I never seen that person in that type of light. But I know the ancestors was shining the light on them for a reason. May not be to cause any enmity, but it's definitely for me to protect myself. And I use that, I take heed to that shit. I ain't really, you just sit back and watch. I trust myself. My subconscious is clean. So, I don't know. Call me fake. Okay, fake. I got you. I got you. That's refreshing to know because that I definitely couldn't know. I couldn't, couldn't find nothing to call you. But I'm gonna tell y'all, man, we got a lot of work to do. Peace and blessings, beloved. Peace and blessings. I hope all is well with you. You know. So, a lot of who's that? Ali Muhammad, like shit, blessings still in taxes. Tactics. Ha 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 ha. I haven't really had any Halito Lloyd. I haven't had any interactions. Peace and love, Yolanda, with a lot of these people. So I ain't really going to talk no shit, about them. I just know, cause it's a lot of people that I believe that I know that I believe is valid that can have they got some vouching for some of these people. You know what I'm saying? There's some solid people that could say, hey, this dude really knows his herbs and whatever, whatever. I'm not here to take that from him and shit. That's not the same thing as what the plethora of the community may be saying that how he values or doesn't value women. That's not the same thing as a nigga that knows his herbs and shit like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter. See, people forget after a certain at the time what it is that a lot of people did before. If it didn't directly affect them, they kind of tend to forget about it and become all of these forgiving shit, right? Just turn the other cheek people and stuff like that. If it didn't really personally affect them, nobody remembers that Jay-Z was a no good, low life, standing on the corner drug dealer nigga. Nobody remembers that, right? Nobody remembers that. Nobody is talking about 50 really still taking Rick Ross's baby mom shopping and how disrespectful that was, right? People don't remember that anymore. So this is why it's good for people to atone. And now, who you seen the other day on Jamaica Avenue? You had Fab out there handing out turkeys, 50 out there handing out turkeys and stuff like that. Now I done spent some time in North Carolina, right? And during the time, the last 90 days I've been in North Carolina, everybody talks about the dude, the baby. Oh, he did see that. Niggas went on the campaign talking about how African he is and all this other shit because he's supportive of his African friend. There's nothing in the lineage from, our team that says anything about him being African, right? Just because the nigga got a dashiki on doesn't mean anything. Okay? So at the end of the day, oh, hold on, my phone is ringing. Okay, I couldn't even see that missed call. I was definitely trying to swipe and answer, but it just froze. So, oh, that's the chief right there. Hold on, y'all beloveds. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Chief. Okay, can you beloveds drop a one in the chat if you can hear Chief Warhorse on the phone? Drop a one in the chat. Are you guys able to hear Chief Warhorse? Okay, there you go, Chief. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you here still with us. And everything you did. Right. Yes, give me one second. I gotta try and figure this out. I didn't let me see. Just want to make sure. Some people are saying they can hear you and some are saying they cannot. Um Give me one second. Let me try and fix this. Um Try and fix this. And I just went straight through my phone. I didn't even use the software that I have. Let me see. Yes, if you give me one second, I will call you right back and we'll be rocking and rolling. Give me one second, Chief. Okay. All right, love you.